Yeah.
Canine is a cup or cool? You know, look at the status. The videos are much. I know I want to watch it. Nothing. What happens? James.
Hello again, sir. You're one of the first people. You're the second person here after me, but I do believe that some other people will show up. I've had about 20 or so people registered for this, so I hope about a dozen will show up. And I'm a little bit surprised because it is supposed to be now, so people should be showing up. And in the past, people have showed up a few minutes early.
Mhm.
But if not, then it'll be you and me again, and I'll just do that.
There you go. So how long has Root Source been in existence? I know you're probably going to cover this, but
About 5 years, maybe 6 years, I think.
okay,
2014, so 6 years.
gotcha.
But you know, when I first met my partner Bob Odell, until we finally went live and until we finally got settled, that took
Mhm.
close to a year. Okay. That's a little bit surprising. Let me see if I can see where are these people. Come on, everybody. Is that it? This is join and chat. Okay, we're coming in here. People are coming be a little bit late.
Maybe it's only 200 chapters. Maybe we'll all go.
Hello.
Shalom, Fernando. How are you?
Hello. Doing
Yes.
good?
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I hear you very good. I can't say that I see you too well.
Oh, yeah. My computer doesn't have a camera. So, yeah, I'm sorry.
More important than I have one, I guess.
Yep.
Okay, people are starting to come in, so we'll start admitting them. And we'll start, you see, it's about one. These are the people who come in exactly on time. Shalom, Earl. Thank you very much for showing up.
Well, good afternoon here in the States, and I guess you are in the state. I don't know what part of, where are you located?
I'm in the state of Israel. My background is my backyard. It's
Okay, I remember that, yes.
picture,
Very good.
and that's in the Judean desert, just southeast of the city of Hebron.
Absolute. I remember very vividly now, yes.
Yes. So we're scheduled to start now. This is the second event that I'm running of this kind, as you might have understood from the invitation. And the last one I did hoping to make it more convenient to my stateside viewers or participants. And so I did it at 4 a.m. Israel time. Yeah, that was brutal.
I've done them early in Israel, but not that early.
Right. And so hoping that it would be like 6 p.m. West Coast and 9 p.m. East Coast, something like that, and in between. Problem was that I got confused and I ended up thinking that it was going to be at 5 a.m. So but then people started to come in.
Right.
So I said, guys, you're an hour early. And then I had to get back to them and say, no, you're on time. I'm an hour late. So we finally managed, but it took a little while. So we're getting some more people in over here. Okay, so we've got Revis. Hi, Revis. She doesn't hear me yet, or maybe she does. Welcome, Alejandra. And Revis is starting to connect here.
Hello.
Revis, how are you? I'm sorry.
Doing
Revis,
great.
Alejandra, yeah. So I think that we have about, oh, hi, Rev. How are you? So nice to see you. Okay, so Robert, you're from South Carolina, right? And,
Yes,
and
sir.
Earl, aren't you from South Carolina as well?
I sure am from Charleston, South Carolina.
Earl, I'm from Somerville.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
how
we're
about
neighbors then. I'm
There you
not here
go.
that often. I stay here as much as I can, but I do have a home here in Mount Pleasant.
Gotcha.
Revis, you're talking, but you've muted yourself. You have to unmute. You got to figure out how to
sorry.
do that.
I said, that's it. If we're going to have South Carolinians on the phone call, I'm off. Like,
No,
I'm just
don't worry.
kidding, guys.
Revis, take
Just
it
kidding.
easy.
We're
We have-
like your Western cousins over here in Texas.
We have a majority of Texans on the line, and if somehow that will end up being not a majority, then we have one Israeli who's an honorary Texan. So I'll always have the deciding vote. Okay, so Anne is coming in here. Let me admit her as well. Hello, Anne. Shalom. Good. What time is it by you guys over there in Texas?
Well, it's 1 o'clock.
1
No,
o'clock.
it's
So
noon. It's noon. No, it's 1 o'clock.
it is 1. Okay, 1 o'clock. Very good. So thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for showing up on time. And we will probably have. Let me see if I can figure out who is supposed to be here. And let me see if I click this here. How many people we could really expect? 19 registrants. So we have now, and Robert didn't even register. He registered at the last minute. So we only have about 6 people or so, or 5 people out of 19. So we're going to give everybody a little bit more time. Hopefully they will actually show up. Let me actually try to get this. 1 second. And how should I do this?
So how is Israel without a tourist?
It's for my Israel is mostly my my living room in my backyard. So I don't get too many tourists here, even in the best of times. And while there's all sorts of news going on, what's going on right now in the news is that the government might fall and we might go to elections as of tomorrow night. Yeah, we're all everybody's hoping that, and it's really wild, but we'll see what happens. But okay, I've become ever since I've started focusing a lot more on root source, which you'll hear about tonight. I'm spending a lot less time listening to the news, and really, I'm a big. On the one hand, I'm a political junkie, so I love that kind of stuff. On the other hand, I'm also a believer in. I think it's called the low information diet. I think, which basically means only have interest in things that you can have some impact on, or that really have some impact. Because the things that can have an impact on you, whether you're interested on it, whatever, that kind of thing. So anyway, I think we're going to say, I don't know how it is. We have a few former military people online here. So I don't know how it is in the American military. In the Israel military, we would say if you're waiting for the speaker for 7 minutes and he doesn't show up, then you can go outside and then they can call you back in. So we've got about another 2 minutes for that. So we'll start in 2 minutes, even though about a dozen people haven't showed up. But that seems to be the par for the course for some people. Let me try to, let's see if I find this. No. maybe
Yeah,
it's,
He can hold this little there for me if he would, but
I don't know.
so it won't be, my face won't be completely in it.
Is that it?
Oh,
I gotta write this down somewhere. No, that's not it either. Let's do this. Here comes Tim McCurdy. We'll be with you in a minute, Tim. No.
Yeah, that might be better
Recording
right
manager. No, that's the one for reports. Whew. Next time. Meeting. And
Yeah, sort of. What's going on here? That's good. Thank you.
this might be it. Let's see if that's it.
Mhm.
Maybe
That's
that's it.
good.
Okay, and Tim is here. Thank you, Tim. Why don't you unmute yourself for a moment and tell us where you're from? Hi, Tim. Good morning.
I'm from Vieira, Florida.
Oh, very good. Thanks. That's a little closer to my normal stomping grounds. I've become more of a Texan over the past few years, but mostly I was a New Yorker before I moved to Israel, and my sister moved to Florida, like most New York Jews. And so I spent a lot of time in South Florida. I didn't hear where exactly you're from in Texas, in Florida, and where exactly that is in the state. But whatever. Anyway, we're going to start. I will be admitting people as they show up, but we should really get started, especially since I'm pretty darn tired and I want to get to sleep. So the sooner we're finished, the sooner I can hit the sack. So I'm going to, 1 second, let me turn this on here. Yeah, there it is. Get this over here. Hello, where'd you go? Second, yeah. Good. So let me share my screen. Make sure that I have the right screen behind me. There it is. And here we go. Okay, so tonight's event, or this afternoon's event, is going to be an introduction to root source, and especially an introduction to a special program that we've started to run. So I will begin by saying most of the people here are familiar with root source, but actually the person that I was just on a meeting with, a Zoom meeting with a moment ago, who joined us, that is Bob Wern. He hasn't been here yet, so I will just say that root source is a platform, an online platform to build bridges between Christians and Jews. It's something very new that's going on, because as we all know that in the past, Christians and Jews weren't your most probable tango partners, let's call it that. But more and more over the past few decades, I would say, and it's getting faster and faster, some Christians, I would say many, because I think it numbers in the millions, but that's still a few, very few, if we count all the Christians in the world, and some Jews, which numbers in the handfuls, are working on this. I'm going to, with your permission, everybody, I'm going to mute everyone, and then if some of you want to talk, they should just basically unmute themselves, which you have the permission to do. Just 1 second. Yes, and I will certainly also say that I'm very happy to get comments in the comment space, which you should be able to find in your Zoom. By now, after so many months of COVID-19, I hope everybody is pretty much familiar with Zoom and where you can find everything. So this is our website, root-source, and I'm going to start. What is this doing over here? This is the invitation that you all got. If you want to send this invitation, this bit.ly thing, which sends people to be able to sign up as we're speaking, then let me share that in the chat myself. 1 second. And here is for everyone. You can send that to your friends if you'd like to. But I will begin with a almost world premiere of this special video of Root Source, which we've recorded a few, we released only a few weeks ago. So give me a chance here. I'm sharing the screen. Let me stop sharing for a second and share again with a little optimization and put this over here, right? And enjoy.
Today, after 2,000 years of animosity and persecution, more and more Christians and Jews are hearing the divine call to wake up and engage with each other. Root Source is answering that call. Knowledgeable Orthodox Israeli Jews and Christians around the world engaging with each other, building respectful relationships, and together studying the Jewish texts and concepts that are foundational to Christian faith. In 2014, high-tech entrepreneur Bob Odell and Jewish educator Gideon Ariel met on the walls of Jerusalem, and the rest is history. Today, Root Source is a leader in the field of Jewish-Christian engagement, with a reach of over 50,000 people who take Psalm 133 seriously. How good and pleasant it is for brothers to be together. Root Source gives Christians access to world-class Jewish biblical teaching online, helping you to learn deeper and reach higher in your Christian faith, with the opportunity to ask any question openly. Our members are often surprised at how quickly they can learn deeper biblical truths from Orthodox Jewish teachings and directly and practically apply those teachings to their own Christian faith. Current courses include Jewish prayer, the temple, the weekly Torah portion, women in the Bible, Hebrew language, history of Israel, Jewish interpretation of current events, and much, much more. Besides our flagship program, in which over 900 videos are viewed over 100,000 times by inquisitive Christians, we have published 4 best-selling books, we've led delegations to the Israel Parliament, we've introduced the concept of the 9th of Av, the commemoration of anti-Semitic atrocities committed against Jews throughout history, and we've spoken to Christian groups, students, and community leaders around the world, especially in Dallas, Texas. We now aim to reach more people, especially in places like China, India, and Africa, with our message of authentic biblical truth and harmony by offering our teachings free of charge. In Root Source, there is no intent to convert anyone on either side to change their personal beliefs. We just share biblical truths. If the vision of Jews and Christians tearing down walls of animosity and engaging lovingly with each other resonates with you too, please join us. Gain free access to our teachings, subscribe to our free weekly newsletter, and consider partnering with us to support our efforts to realize Isaiah's prophecy. For out of Zion shall come the Torah and God's word from Jerusalem. I'm Gideon Ariel, director of Root Source, and I look forward to meeting you and being your friend on Root Source.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. I pretty much enjoyed making it. And we will continue with tonight's program with listing some of the projects that we touched upon in that video, and we are planning now in Root Source. So let me share that screen. Let's see this, we go down and we go over to our link. Okay, we can stop optimizing. Yes. So as we mentioned, it's important for us to do Christian outreach. We've been working in Root Source for about 5 years now. We had a little bit of beginner's luck, if you will, with about 50,000 Christians who have joined our newsletter and have accessed our programs, our content over the past 5 years. And, you know, when you say 50,000, it sounds like a lot, but we really have to reach many, many more. I would say 10 times as much over the next year or two. So we are going to be doing outreach to Christians all over the world, especially as we've mentioned in that video, China, India, and Africa, and other places in the, and I think it's called the 40-20 window or something like that. So we're very excited about reaching Christians with this kind of perspective on Jews and on the relationship with Jews, as opposed to different kinds of perspectives on Jews, different Christian perspectives on Jews, and I think that's pretty obvious. Not only are we doing outreach to Christians, but we're also doing outreach to Jews. As I mentioned before, Christians, there are millions of Christians. There are millions of Christians who are interested and fascinated, and I believe prophetically, and God is putting into their hearts to reach out to build bridges with Jews. But Jews, it's coming a little bit later. So what I have felt that is a very important mission for me is to reach out to my Jewish friends and their Jewish friends, hundreds and hundreds of Jews here in Israel, Orthodox Jews, to recognize that not only is engaging with Christians something that is allowed to do, but it is even mandated to do. Built on this idea, we were partners together with Israel 365 and Breaking Israel News on the first bridge built list of bridge builders that would be top activists in Christian Jewish engagement. It was only a few weeks ago, that we had hundreds of nominations of Christians and Jews who have been active in this field, some only recently for a year or two, and some for 20 or 30 or even 40 years. And it was very exciting to honor these people, to make them feel that they are not alone, and ultimately to raise the profile of this important field. So we are going to not only, with God's help, have a second annual Bridge Builders Award ceremony in 2021, but throughout the year we hope to do other events as well. We'll see how that works. We're going to be upgrading our website. Here, I'll show you the website again. For people who are familiar with Root Source, in the past years, it started out charging charging for people to be able to access our content. But over the past year or so, we decided that we want to make it free, because while people were paying for the content, we had hundreds of people who were doing that. We really have to reach hundreds of thousands of people, and that we can really only do by doing it for free. So we have done that. We've made Root Source free now. So we had to upgrade the site. We're looking forward to finalizing that. We're very excited that we have achieved 501c3 status, because when people think that something is free, sometimes people think, wow, it's free, it doesn't cost anything. Well, obviously it costs something. So we have turned into a nonprofit, an American nonprofit organization, so that we will be able to solicit and achieve tax-deductible donations from Americans. And I've seen a lot of people, Christians who that doesn't matter to them so much. They just want to do what God puts into their heart, but this is something important as well. I'm almost finished over here just by saying the 9th of Av and the List 2020 are two projects that we started in the past. The 9th of Av today is really the leading Christian-based educational organization to help Christians learn more about the anti-Semitic past of Christian history. For many people, they feel called to apologize and to repent for that history, even though usually it's the people who are closest to Jews who feel that. And so from my perspective, Jews who are familiar with these people, they say, you're the last person who has to apologize. You are a philo-Semite. But they recognize that somebody has to take the first step. And we also as part of that, published Root Source, also a subsidiary of Root Source is Root Source Press. We've published already a few books, and the two latest books that have published were The List, The Persecution of Jews by Christians Throughout History. It's about a 600-page book that lists about 1,000 examples of, not only examples, but the main historical records of anti-Semitism throughout the centuries, throughout the millennium. I'll give you a little surprise. You heard it here first, a little scoop that we are planning on publishing, and we're working on publishing The List 2020, which will include a list of anti-Semitic events that have occurred in the year 2020 from January through December. I can tell you that already now there are close to 1,000 events that have been recorded in the media. So it's not necessarily the same scope, the same level of anti-Semitism. Of course, the list includes the Holocaust. So thank God we have not experienced any Holocaust in 2020, but it is very sobering to see that we're able to publish, if not a qualitatively similar list, a quantitatively similar list. 2,000 years of anti-Semitic history produced a book with 1,000 anti-Semitic items, and the list of 2020 will similarly list 1,000 items. So that's quite sobering. This list has inspired about a dozen Christian leaders to write 40 meditations on this kind of stuff, and that is the book 40 Days of Repentance, a companion guide to the list. So those are two of the books that we've published, and we have more books that we have published and more that we will be publishing. And of course, the newsletter that we publish, if there's anybody on this call or is watching it after it has been recorded that has not yet subscribed to our newsletter, it basically today means that you are joining for free. Really, if you look here, if you know how it works, if you look at the bottom of the screen on the bottom left side, you'll see the link that each of these sites, each of these links goes to. Notice that the join for free goes to the A member /sign up, while the free newsletter goes to the free newsletter. I have a secret for you. The free newsletter also ends up going to the A member sign up. I clicked it just now to show you that when you click it, you will be brought to our sign up form where you add your name, first name, last name, and email address. If you can share your city and state or country, so that we know where you're all from. Choose a username and click I'm not a robot, say next, and you will then be signed up not only for the site where you can access the hundreds and hundreds of free videos, but you will also be getting a weekly newsletter that shares so much of that content and other content that we produce regularly. So that is something that we are focused on, of course, producing the content of that newsletter. And Root Source Press I mentioned before as well. So I will now, first of all, admit Mervyn Merla. Hopefully they will be able to get on without a problem. Now I'm going to talk about the most important thing that I brought you all together, and that is the Root Source Blessed Teachers campaign. As we said before, we already have about a dozen teachers. Here are the pictures of the teachers that we already have. And some of you might know some of these people. This is Aaron Lipkin. I wonder if you can see my my cursor. This is Aaron Lipkin. This is Avi Lipkin, his father. Aaron teaches Israeli archaeology, and his father teaches understanding Islam. But both of them teach pretty much what they want to teach. That's the kind of people they are. My friend Davida Ivri teaches about the land of Israel. And of course, my friend, former MK, Rabbi Yehuda Glick, teaches about the temple. Here is my friend Dr. Rivka Adler, who teaches women in the Bible, and my friend Sandra Barras of Christian Friends of Israel Communities, who teaches the weekly Torah portion. Rabbi Ken Spiro teaches Jewish history, and we have a few other teachers here and others who are not here. And like I said, we are planning on reaching out to double this and to triple this number, hopefully by the end of 2020. We have hired actually Dr. Rivka Lambert Adler, who is a seasoned educational administrator to run the recruitment and management efforts of our faculty. So that is part of the expenses. And also we are going to share, basically I'll tell you, each teacher is going to be remunerated about 50 cents for every view that their videos get. So we're hoping that these videos will get thousands and tens of thousands of views. So that will be 500s and 5,000s is basically thousands and ultimately tens of thousands of dollars also. So so that is why we are running this Blessed Teachers campaign. It is a test campaign because this is the first time that we are using a relatively new platform called GiveButter. On the internet, you have to have funny, quirky names. I have found this to be a fascinating and extremely interesting platform for crowdfunding. And what we are doing tonight, as you can see here, we've already got close to 10 members. We've got 9 members over here, 9 team members. Each of these team members in principle recognizes and identifies with the mission and vision of Root Source. And they're excited to help us to reach our goal of $10,000 for this campaign, which will run, Be'ezrat Hashem, with God's help, until Rosh Hashanah, the Feast of the Trumpets, which will be, I believe, mid-September, something like that. Let me take a minute here to get the calendar up and see when Rosh Hashanah is. I keep on forgetting. There it is. It's on the 18th or the 19th of September. And so this program is going to be, this campaign is going to be running until September 16th. Plenty of time for people to sign up and as a member. The reason that they're doing that is because they're thinking of friends of theirs, including themselves, who would be interested in donating to such a campaign. So first of all, I will give a shout out to my friend Wendy Haloon. She actually is a Christian who lives here in north of Israel. And she is an assistant of mine. She's very active. And so she, when I said that I wanted to make a campaign to bless teachers, she said, wow, I remembered a New Testament verse that says exactly that from Galatians 6:6. Those who are taught the word of God should provide for their teachers, sharing all good things with them. So people who are familiar with this verse might say, okay, that verse is teaching to me, and people who are not, I hope, are happy to learn about it. And this, by the way, is the first time that I usually like to use Old Testament verses. Those are things that Jews and Christians have in common. But I believe that the New Testament is mostly a Jewish document. It is Jewish in that it was written by Jews for Jews and about Jews. But Christianity, of course, is not Judaism, even though it is. We're seeing more and more how much we have in common. But I'm feeling more and more comfortable with using sources from the New Testament. So there's one that I certainly cannot disagree with. So I will just read the short story. Inspired by Zechariah 8:23, Root Source is passionate about bringing more Jewish teachers into our circle. The prophet talked about 10 people from the nations grabbing hold of the garment of a single Jew. God has planted in the hearts of tens of millions of Christians the desire to play their part in this prophecy's fulfillment, but only handfuls of Jews. Root Source is on course to bring 50 new Jewish teachers on board by December 2020. After this first stage, we might reach 10 times that amount by December 2021, making teaching Christians not only an acceptable activity for Orthodox Jews, but an expected one. Our dream is to turn Root Source into the YouTube of Jews teaching Christians. We invite you to bless Israel physically by supporting this project. Your money will go directly to our Root Source teachers. And here is Root Source's vision statement. Root Source exists to enable, encourage, and enrich relationships between pro-Israel Christians and Jews on a basis of mutual respect and love. We bring knowledgeable, authentic Israeli teachers and inquisitive Christians together to study the Jewish texts that are foundational to Christian faith. So now comes the time to put the pedal to the metal, as we say. The people who are here, I am now asking you, let me share this link with you. And 1 second, here we are. Take a look at that link. If you can see that link, Robert, you're the person that I can see. Please raise your hand if you've seen that link, and if you could click on it and go to that page. So I'd like everybody who's on the call right now to go to that page. We're going to show you how to sign up, and people who first of all, if anybody has any questions, then by all means use the chat where you saw that I sent the link. I hope that all of you are seeing that link. By any means, please, you can send me a private question, but of course I will share it, or you can simply send it to everybody where it seems to be now. And I hope if people are still not sure that they want to participate, there is no commitment at this point. It's just by being there. As you can see, some of the people already have not yet managed to raise any funds, which is fine. By the way, here is Anne. We got to get a picture of you. Anne has already done this, who's on the call now. Thank you very much for coming back, Anne. So what I'd like to share with you and do together with you, if you all have already come on, then you can do this together with me, and that makes the most sense. So here's the way it works. I'm going to right click fundraise. You can direct click it, but I'm click it so I can open it in an incognito tab, so I won't be signed up there. This is as soon as we see it, we can click fundraise, and the first thing we do is select a team. So what I made here are teams according to the states of the nation and other countries. We've got somebody already from China, and we've got a couple of people from Israel, but and we've certainly got a few people from Texas already. So if you want to choose that, or South Carolina, have we got South? Yeah, our friend Al McCurran already chose the North Carolina. He's from North Carolina. I guess he's on the southern part of North Carolina, so some of his friends are from the northern part of South Carolina. So you could create your own team. It says over here, once again, click your own team or create a new team. So let's create a new team quickly. We will drop a logo here, select one. Let's see if I can get I'll change this later, but we'll take some. Here's a picture. Where's a picture? We'll start. Whoops, it disappeared on me. 1 second. Give me a second, everybody. Thanks for your. Here, we'll put a circle logo there. We'll change it to South Carolina. Well, can we call this the South Carolina team? Got two people. Hopefully, are Carolina, and we will continue. This might not work because I might not go through it completely. We will sign up with email, and I'm going to call my name South Carolina. How's that? My email will be south@rootsource.com. You, of course, will put your own site. And my phone, it says I have to do that here. I'll put in 215-321-8585, whatever. My password, I'll put in a nice password here. 1 second. Okay. We like to upload a profile picture. That's quite important because people like to see people. So let me see if I can find the Git. 1 second. You see how easy this is. And he said so quickly. Here, I'll put that. That's a nice picture. Also, of course, you should choose your own. Preferably, you should choose your own face. Okay, here it comes. And we will also subscribe to the newsletter. That's nice. And we will sign up. Okay, the password needs to be 8. Let me try that again. Okay, thank you very much. Got it. Sign up. I hope some of you are doing this at the same time. You should have. Congratulations. You'll be directed to your own campaign page. This is my own campaign page. I am on South Carolina's team, and my name is South. And if we go to the main, okay, welcome to Give Butter. This is your official page, and you could click through that to see where everything happens. First of all, you can edit your page. Let's see what happens when I do that. No, he wants to show me it. We'll do that later. Next is you can share your page. You'll see this all on your own when you sign up. Next is, let me move this here. This is your user profile where you can update your profile picture and other information. And here is where you get to donate. Okay. Let's just see how that works. Okay, that's it. Can't do that yet. This is how you donate. You decide $10 once a time or monthly, one time only or every month. $1,000. You can choose however much you want. You select the team and team member. Since this is my page, my new Carolina page, let me get here again. It's already selected the South Carolina. This is confusing because I chose my name as South Carolina. I should have chosen it as South Gidon or something like that. But there's a difference here between the team and the team member. For example, if we select a different team, California Dreamin', we will see that Kenneth Reed is a member of that team. So if we want to choose him, then we could do that this way. So, oops, again, I missed that. I got off it. There it is. If I continue here, I have to obviously select the donation amount. Let's select the $10. Come on, let's be a $50 monthly donation. Or of course, I could have chosen one time as well. And we continue. And then it will give me a chance to write whose it's from. I'll write Mr. Gidon, and I will write here, great effort. You can also make a drawing, which is pretty cool. Here's a nice drawing. And you can also upload a picture or a video. This is very cool stuff. And then you would continue on, and then you would follow through with paying with your PayPal, your credit card, or your Venmo. I'm going to stop this now, and I'm going to just show you that you can also edit your own page. You can give yourself a goal. If you think what you really should do is think about your own friends who would like to donate to your efforts. I'm going to share a second now. 1 second. 1 second. Here is a letter that I'm going to share with you soon. That you can send to your friends, a cool project that I'm involved in. Hi, I'm excited to share with you a fun project that I'm a big part of. I'm talking about Root Source. Here's that same Root Source vision that we read before. I won't read it again. The flagship program of Root Source brings Jewish teachers together with Christians to share Jewish wisdom, the root and source of both of these religions. Over 500 people have paid for this in the years since Root Source's inception, and today they are giving it away for free. Not only that, they're shifting into high gear to expand their Jewish teachers teaching faculty sevenfold by 2021. I invite you to join me in supporting the Root Source Bless Teachers campaign. Bless Israel, bless teachers of Torah. Though the Root Source is looking for people who know or are excited to see for the first time this prophetic verse of Galatians 6:6, those who are taught the word of God should provide for their teachers, sharing all good things with them. So please join me in blessing Israel, as Genesis 12:3 says. I didn't fill that in yet. I'm going to fill that in. Those who bless you will be blessed. Please go to your ambassador page. What you're going to have to do here is you go to your own page. Let's go to my page here. And now I'm on my page. I can select this over here. You see how I'm doing this? And I can right click and copy it. Then go back to there, which I will share with you. I'll show you how this is done, and replace this with that text. And now it should work. There it is. Very good. And this you just put into an email and send to your friends. There are other ways to share also. Give Butter will be sharing that with you as well. So you see here how you can join a team by clicking the fundraising button. And that I'm hoping that all of you who are on this call will ask me any questions either now or later. And those of you who want to donate, it's obviously a very good idea. If you are donating, if you have your own a team member profile, then you should start out with making a donation so that people can say, okay, I'm not on my own here. What happened? Come on, back page. Very good. And I'll give a shout out to Ann, who's already done that. Thank you very much, Ann. And I'll bet that Ann is going to share this with some of her friends also. So I'm very grateful for that. Let's go back to the main page. This should be clickable. It isn't, so I'll just take off the this. I know how to do a few tricks here and see how we're doing. We are already, Bezrat Hashem, with God's help, up to over $1,000 within our $10,000 goal, and we have not yet started. We only have 10 team members. Thank you to Tim, who I see has already joined while we're talking. South will be deleted because it's not a real person. That's me. I'm already there. But I'm going to keep on reaching out to people, and I do hope that we will be able to get closer to 20 team members. If each team member tries to raise $100 to $500, then we will get much closer to our goal. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for now. I would really like you to either unmute yourself and ask any question or give any comment that you might have. Again, I'm going to share with you that I will be sharing with you more content this week and next week. I think somebody else just made a donation. Thank you very much, Mr. Anonymous, whoever you may be. It looks, I don't see how much you made, but okay, you gave, but thanks anyway. I'll find out. Yes, so if you have any questions, here's an opportunity to ask them. My email address I'm going to share here is gidon@root-source.com. So you can copy that and use that in an email to me. I'm also available on Facebook and on Twitter and everywhere. And I do hope that everybody who was on the call tonight is inspired to join the people who have already committed to being team members. we've got about a month, so you don't have to worry about so much. And it's really not such a big deal. If you put this on your Facebook page, some people will donate. If you call your friends and talk to them about it, what's exciting about this is that you're not really raising money for yourself, which people are uncomfortable about, but you're trying to bless teachers, and you're trying really to share this opportunity with your friends who you think might love to do that. So you're actually not asking them for something, you're providing them with something. You're providing them with an opportunity to bless Israel. So with your permission, everybody, I'll once again ask if there's anybody who's got anything to say. I'm going to stop sharing the screen for a second so I can see who's still on the call. Anne is waving her hand. I bet she's got something to say. So go ahead, Anne. What do you got to say?
Well, can you hear me?
I hear you, and everybody else can too. What a wonder.
Okay, because it just has a picture of Zoom on the front, which is fine. You know, the biggest challenge for me, I'm not a very good fundraiser.
Okay.
And I just hate asking people for money. But I got to thinking about this, that I don't mind asking them for $18. And I know you need more than $18. But, you know, just about anybody, I'm going to try to help in that amount if I know the person. But my hope is that they'll go to the, to the website and see it. I mean, good gracious, what a benefit for if nothing else, just to get them to get associated with it and to be familiar with it. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm comfortable with that.
Good. Well, thank you very much, Anne. That's very bold of you, and I think it's going to work. And with the, as they say in the Proverbs, perhaps, with the eating comes the teavon. How do you say that?
Appetite.
The appetite. So once people start giving, and of course we're adults who have given to important causes before. People who don't think it's an important cause, that's not their time yet, and I've got nothing against them. That's fine. No hard feelings at all. So our goal here is to try to find people who recognize the value of building bridges between Christians and Jews. We'll get to it in a second, Revis. Recognize the value of Torah for people who are familiar with that, and recognize the value of these end times and what God is doing for us. So that's it. If you're not there yet, okay. If you're not there at all, you don't think you're coming, okay. So I made a mistake. I'm only human. I reached out to you. Maybe it was a typo. But if you are a person like that, then pray to God to see if He wants you to support this and to partner with RootSource. Revis, do you have something to say? If you there you go, go for it.
You reminded me of something. You said there's a proverb that more or less says that with the eating comes the appetite. It was funny because my brain didn't process the idea of proverb in the sense of being a biblical. I'm thinking of the old Chinese proverb, you get the idea. So any
Benjamin
cultural
Franklin,
proverb,
that kind of stuff.
So a cultural proverb came to mind. You said, with the eating comes, and you hadn't yet said the other part. And I was like, the responsibility to pay for what you eat. So I'm thinking of the story that in the West, we grew up learning, or at least I did. Now I'm going to show my age, called The Little Red Hen. If you're going to eat, you got to help plant the food. If you're going to eat, you got to help put it on the table, wash the dishes, whatever the part was. And so it just reminded me, it's like the things from which we are partaking and benefiting. I believe that it's a good and honorable thing to try to do what we can to pay our part in that endeavor, in the way that we're being blessed and received. So I love the input that Anne gave, or, others, etc. I just wanted to add that,
Thank you
Mother
very
Goose
much.
or whomever it was that gave us that story.
Revis, that was very helpful, and I really appreciate that. Time is running short here, and it's already 10 o'clock, and I got up really early today. So I appreciate everybody for participating in this in today's program. I appreciate Ann and Tim who made donations live while we were here. That's the way telethons usually work, also. And I hope that everybody who's here will think about this, pray about it, and ultimately do it, because that's what we got. Now, I will tell you, I do believe I have become more faithful and more religious, if you will, more of a believer since I've become friends with my believing Christian friends. And I do believe that this is all coming from God. And if this campaign, which is really, I'll be very, very blunt and very forthwith, I'm running this campaign partially to test this platform, this Gumroad platform, to see how it works. I'm very excited about it, and I think it's going to be successful. And we will run campaigns like this in the future as well. But if this is not going to reach the $10,000 goal that we have, not the end of the world. We've already reached something, and everything is fine, and we will succeed in making sure that RootSource will be able to be a robust platform, a robust bridge for Christians and Jews, a robust school for Christians to learn from Jews, and for Jews and Christians to learn together. And with God's help, it will be successful, because I really believe that this is something whose time has come. This is what God has prophesied, that from Zion shall come the word of God and the Torah from Jerusalem. So I will ask everybody, if nobody else has a hand to raise to say something, everybody please unmute yourself, say thank you very much and goodbye from where we are at, and then you can exit, and we will conclude this program. Thank you all very much.
Bye-bye.
Shalom, shalom,
Thanks,
folks.
Gideon.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very
Have a
much. It was
great
a
night.
pleasure seeing y'all.
Lila Tov.
Same
Bye,
here.
Lato. Bye. Have a good day.
Good
Okay,
night.
thank you. Okay, there we go.